So you've used black people's civil rights to come to the Americas. You used their civil rights. In the 80s and 90s, you sold crack cocaine, went to jail, Rikers Island jail, abused black people, robbed them, did not allow them to use the phone, oppressed them, racial oppression. You racially oppressed them. Then you get out of jail. You take all the black people jobs and resources, went around and told everybody black people are lazy. You set up your stores in black communities, and now you're sleeping with the black female. If that ain't hatred, then I don't know what is. What you have done to black people is unprecedented. It's the highest level of racism. And the reason why I don't respect y'all, because you're not man enough to admit that you're racist. You got all these racial terms in your language. Chango means the N-words. Mayate means the N-word. Cocolo means the N-word. Negro means the N-word. You got like 5, 6 words that means the N-word. That's how much hatred you have for black people. But why I don't respect you is because you're not man enough to admit it. If you was to ask a KKK member, do you hate black people? You know what he's going to say? Absolutely. I hate N-words. If you ask Hector, he's going to deny it. That's why I have no respect for you. You keep trying to hide it. There's nothing to hide. It's already out there. I've been exposing you for 2 years, guy.
They are racist. Latinos are all racist in this country towards black Americans. All look down on us, but it's upside down. They all look up to us, and that's why they jealousy. See, racism is upside down. You want to keep us down because we always get up. You don't look down on us. You look up to us. We don't look outside at y'all for influence. Y'all come to us. Y'all can't get rich from your culture. Your culture means nothing. Our culture can be monetized. We have the currency. We are the human resources. Fat Joe can't get money from his culture, from his people. We can't get support from his people. It's us.
You're a joke. Blocking me and responding to my comment, LOL. Yeah, don't you get too much into it. Maria, calm down, all right? Calm down. Pump the brakes, Maria. TikTok held your comments. I actually just reviewed them and approved them because I did not block you. Am I supposed to be scared of you? Who are you? You're nobody to be afraid of. In another comment, you said you speak 4 languages. I love that for you. What do you want? A cookie? Then you also said, oh, Dr. King and blah, blah, blah. Ma'am, whatever I said stands, okay? You also tried to call me racist. I cannot be racist to you. I have no power and I own no systems in which I can oppress you. All right? I cannot affect your livelihood. That's why I'm so confused as to why you and yours, because that's the term that's how you spoke to me. You and yours. So you and yours, Maria, you and yours are literally channeling that energy into the wrong people. You and yours should actually go and make comments about people and go under other people's posts who actually could affect your livelihood, all right? Coming over here, calling a melanin-rich woman a racist is not going to help you. Prepare to fight for your people. Put your boots on and go outside. Put your feet to the pavement, Maria. Do what you got to do for you and yours, Maria. Leave me alone. I said what I said, Maria. Okay? Band together. Do what y'all got to do. I'll make a video post. I'm not here to see nobody getting done wrong. Do what y'all got to do. Legalize yourselves. Do what y'all have to do, Maria. Leave me alone. Relax. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
You illegal motherfucker. Take it to your mama. Your ugly ass.
And then she dares to call other people ugly. Like I said, I don't want to.
No tea, no shade, but I really think it's time that we start calling the anti-blackness we experience in Latinidad as what it is, and that's racism. This conversation has come up in my personal life, my professional life, and even the content that I read and consume, where oftentimes colorism is used to erase the racism Latinos who are black experience, as well as black people who are not Latino are experiencing when they travel to Latin America. Last fall, I spoke on a panel at Latina Expo, which was honestly such a privilege, on Black Hispanic identity, and I was amongst a group of Black Hispanic women. And one of the questions came up with, how do we collectively, and each person had to answer, how do we handle experiencing colorism within like Latino spaces? To which I said, I can't experience colorism. I'm still a light-skinned Black woman. I'm experiencing racism and anti-Blackness, and I think it's really important that when we're having conversations about colorism, we have to be very clear on who's actually experiencing it. Because although I don't benefit from racism, I still benefit from colorism. And I operate in the world as someone who's benefiting from colorism. And if I center myself in my experiences with misogynoir and my experiences with racism within the conversation of colorism, I'm actually erasing so many other people, and I'm also, whether intentionally or unintentionally, not making space for the people who are actually experiencing it. Because even when it comes to conversations about being like Afro-Latina, it is oftentimes people who look like myself or people who are racially ambiguous who are given the space to discuss their identity. But oftentimes the mic is not given to someone who is darker than me, if I'm being very transparent. And not every Black Hispanic person or Afro-Latina is biracial. Not every Afro-Latina is like caramel skin with like 3C hair. Like, there are dark-skinned Latinos, like dark complected Black people from Latin America. And you're probably like, I know that, but a lot of people seem to not know that. And people who look like myself could also be colorist towards people who are darker skinned, right? Even I recently saw an interview with St. John Lee on the Angela Yee show where he was discussing the racism he experienced in Puerto Rico, which is where my mother's family descends from. And Angela Yee switches the verbiage from racism to colorism. And although he is a dark-skinned Black man, so he could also simultaneously experience colorism and racism, if someone who is white, racially, is treating you poorly because you are Black, no matter your complexion, it is racism. And I think it's really important that we acknowledge that. And I know I'm saying this with privilege. At the end of the day, I grew up in the United States. My mother grew up in the United States, and I am American. I am second generation to be born here in the U.S. And Puerto Ricans don't necessarily have to go through immigration because it is a commonwealth of the United States. So I understand that maybe I'm not the best messenger. But at the end of the day, like, I am who I am. I descend from where I descend from. I am proud of my ancestry. Literally, Ancestry.com confirmed what I already knew. I am Taino, West African, and Iberian. I already knew that, but I'm not ashamed of my history. I'm not ashamed of my culture. I'm not ashamed of my race. But I also want to acknowledge that I'm using the right language and that we collectively are using the right language when we're having these types of conversations.
Why are people so shocked that colorism exists in Mexico and Latin America? There's this creator, she was sharing her mom said that she doesn't want her bringing any morenitos to her house. And basically just how her mom doesn't like people that are darker skinned. And people are in the comments all shocked, like, oh my God, this is still happening. Yes, this is something that is still happening. And this is why I feel like it's important for us to talk about these things instead of acting like it doesn't exist. Because it does. And it's so bad everywhere. It's not just in Mexico. It's in all Latin America. People will give you opportunities based on the color of your skin. People will respect you based on the color of your skin. And then they'll pull things like, oh, well, you're not like every dark-skinned person. So weird, but it's a thing, and it's really sad. And I'm so happy that we're having these conversations online.